Dharma Master Cheng Yen arrives at the Luodong liaison office in Yilan to give her blessings. Taiwan's ambulance services are often misused due to the fact that it's free of charge. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. The simplified Chinese version of a book that chronicles Tzu Chi's footprints for half a century was released back in October in Beijing. Ever since its release, various parts of China has started book reading clubs. Not only do volunteers share about the humble beginnings and global footprints of the Tzu Chi Foundation, but it motivated more people to become volunteers themselves. This time in Chengdu, Sichuan, through 3 sharing sessions in 2 days, more than 400 people showed up. Can a book change the world? The book that chronicles Tzu Chi's footprints for half a century has made its way to Chengdu. For some, it was the 10-year friendship established due to the Sichuan earthquake, and others came to participate for the very first time.
From childhood, our education has been to always do good deeds for others. Well, I just wanted to see for myself firsthand, is there really someone out there that really did that?
亲身入苦去感受，你才会了解何谓苦。1966年开始成立克难慈济功德会的时候。
3 different sharing sessions in 2 days, talking about Tzu Chi's global footprints. The local volunteers that joined after the Sichuan earthquake also share stories about their own journeys.
I'm very grateful that I met Tzu Chi. It was a huge turning point in my life.
We're able to feel blessed through the process of seeing life's various suffering. We're able to discover that, in fact, life is filled with endless possibilities.
By reading the words in the book, the seeds of compassion within the heart are slowly sprouting.
To do good deeds, it's possible, even with only the strength of 5 cents, especially with a group of compassionate and giving individuals. Together, the power and motivation will be even greater.
Using the words to cultivate our thoughts, combining all the positive energy and love, everyone's capable of changing the world by doing good deeds. Continuing her island-wide tour, Dharma Master Cheng Yen has arrived at the Luodong liaison office in Yilan to give her blessings. During the ceremony, she shared that Tzu Chi volunteers have been sharing about the efforts of recycling volunteers at the COP24 in Poland.
I vow to be a good son, following the footsteps of Dharma Master Cheng Yen. Following the Tzu Chi path, I do not ask for fame or money.
Listening to her son, this mother keeps wiping her tears. This mother-son pair is known by everyone at Tzu Chi Sanxing Recycling Station. Zhen Shiming gives a ride to his mother and several elderly recycling volunteers to the recycling station. Volunteering together, he has become closer to his mother. Zhen often accompanies his mother because she's nearly 80 years old. Despite her old age, she has been listening to Master Cheng Yen's morning Buddhist teachings for 4 years.
She cannot read and her spine is curved. Despite that, we come to listen to Master's morning teachings every day. She always asks me about the words she does not understand. She does not give up because she cannot read.
We are cultivating if we take the teachings to heart. Cultivation is practicing the teachings in daily life in our every action.
At the Tzu Chi year-end blessing ceremony in Yilan, more than 1,000 participants are able to listen to the story of role models in Tzu Chi. More than 200 Tzu Chi volunteers participate in the sutra adaptation together. Among them, many recycling volunteers are elderly. Despite their old age, they perform in unison as they vow to practice recycling and protect the earth. Meanwhile, at the UN Climate Change Conference, Tzu Chi volunteers publicized the work and efforts of recycling volunteers to an international audience. Following the example of these dedicated recycling volunteers, everyone should do their share in protecting the planet Earth.
In Keelung, a care recipient from 5 years ago, Xu Qingfeng, is now officially a certified Tzu Chi commissioner. He vows to help those who are in need.
Xu Qingfeng, who's performing on the stage in a Tzu Chi uniform, has been waiting for this moment for a long time. Although he can't speak, he uses sign languages to express his feelings.
I started to learn about Tzu Chi when I joined the volunteer works. Brother Zhang brought me in to undergo training. I'm delighted that I can be on the stage. I genuinely appreciate the humanistic culture of Tzu Chi.
5 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers helped his family to fix their house and provided them living subsidies. Now that he's able to give back, he has a wish to fulfill.
I kept cultivating my personality at home because I want to motivate my wife also to join Tzu Chi.
Ke Shizhong was also newly certified this year. He has joined the ranks of documenting volunteers under his cousin's guidance.
Being a documenting volunteer has given me lots of chances to attend different activities. I felt the most inspired when visiting care patients.
His motivation came from a filming experience. Mr. Lan in the video used to be physically challenged, but with volunteers' help, he was able to be cheerful again. The story has touched Ke Shizhong, and he has committed to documenting more stories of great love.
I'm deeply moved, so I will continue to participate in Tzu Chi's events.
More and more people have joined the Tzu Chi big family, and the power to spread great love has grown stronger.
In the aftermath of the California Camp Fire, U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers had gathered to assist the affected residents in multiple ways. Besides providing financial assistance, each state also launched various charity events, such as the Hope Heals initiative, inviting people to show their compassionate giving toward the survivors.
In order to help the campfire-affected residents, Tzu Chi volunteers headed to the street with multiple donation boxes. They're hoping to inspire the compassionate giving of the public, no matter the age.
I am very happy to help California.
Thanksgiving just passed, and I'm grateful that everything is well on my end. This is why I came here to volunteer, hoping to do my part in helping the affected residents.
An entrepreneur also brought his pet to join in the volunteer work.
People need to help others. Animals can also do the same thing. They are living spirits, right? So they can help in their own ways too.
Dallas Tzu Chi volunteers wanted to contribute their part in the relief efforts. Besides street fundraising, a charity fair was also held. The volunteers formed a team to wrap over 1,000 zongzi for the event, which the public responded well to.
I am grateful that so many volunteers came to help out. Everyone really cares for the affected residents. Therefore, you see, from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., a meager 3.5 hours, 1,000 zongzi were made.
Today, a total of 1,000 zongzi disappear in a blink of an eye at the charity venue. In 2 weeks' time, we will have another fundraising event.
Although Dallas is far away from California, but the hearts of all are with the affected residents. Heading into the cold winter season, love and compassion is what will warm their hearts.
Taiwan's ambulance services is free of charge because illnesses does not discriminate. Unfortunately, this precious emergency medical resource is often misused. Let's see what measures the government is trying to put in place to fix this issue.
来，需要请说。什么状况？
好，我跟你讲，你先不要紧张，我们救护车已经过去。你帮我看一下，他现在呼吸的时候胸口还有在起伏吗？你看得到他吗？你帮我看一下他的呼吸。有一点啊，这两次痛死了。小姐，你先不要紧张，我们救护车已经在路上了。哎，你帮我看一下他在坐着还是？
According to statistics, the number of emergency ambulance requests has increased over a 10-year period, topping 1 million for the first time in 2011 and rising to 1.1 million requests in 2016. The number of requests in 2017 began to decline negatively, down by 17,200 to 1.1 million.
你叫的救护车有什么需要吗？哪边不舒服？
你们都来了，我可以坐救护车去。
你对无爽快？
头壳戆戆啊，心脏真艰苦啊。
心脏真艰苦，头都戆的哦，今晚敢会喘？
哎呀，真喘啊！
真喘哦。
Getting an ambulance to come to our house is definitely important because Grandpa has a heart problem and his life is in immediate danger.
The most common abuse, for example, is calling an ambulance just to go to an outpatient clinic. They think calling an ambulance to go to hospital for a slight illness is okay. They could have handled this on their own, but they call an ambulance simply to save money on the taxi.
Take 2017 as an example. Among the more than 1.1 million ambulance requests, there are more than 890,000 people who were sent to hospital because of car accidents, sudden illness, trauma, collapse on the road, cardiopulmonary function, epilepsy. But the number of ambulances called which did not ultimately send people to the hospital was more than 240,000. Mr. Chen, who has lived in the United States for many years, has been taken by ambulance for medical treatment and paid a high price. He calls on the people of Taiwan to cherish ambulance resources.
I stayed for 2 nights in the hospital. The doctor checked me out and said there was no special illness. I just needed rest, so I was discharged from the hospital. A week after I was discharged from the hospital, I saw the bill and got very mad. Every item was finally written, and the total cost was more than $30,000 US.
The ambulance cost is $500 US, but that's just the base fee because they charge you according to distance, and the farther you go, the more you have to pay.
In order to allocate medical resources to the people most in need, there are currently 10 counties and cities, including Taipei City, Taoyuan City, and Taichung City, which charge ambulances between $15 to $50 US per trip.
According to our statistics, the number of ambulance requests each year has been on the decline for the last 3 years. It isn't a major reduction each year, about 5%, but at least we are starting to see some results.
We have to deal with some malicious people or serious abuser as about 10 counties and cities began charging. We didn't want to charge high fees as some would not dare call an ambulance. All of these factors went into our comprehensive decision.
Every second is important when it comes to ambulance rescue. For this reason, fire departments of different counties and cities classify minor and serious injuries for emergency ambulance response. Many are hoping for a more established system to be implemented in the future.
This year, we asked our EMT staff to separate into 5 levels of response and how much time is needed for critical and not critical, which is second-level response. All of these different levels have different difficulties.
There are heart problems, stroke problems, someone who is experiencing dementia or confusion. For example, a patient exhibiting confusion or those with problems breathing, heartbeat, or blood pressure is abnormal when observed must be sent by ambulance. This is because the need for medical care can be very time sensitive.
CPR 的部分就是按压30比2。
CPR requires 30 compresses and 2 breaths. You press between these 2 nipples and you cross your hands and press the palms in the center. After pressing your hands here, put your weight on this person and press down. You press 30 times with 100 to 120 presses per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
120下，1下、2下、3下、4下、5下、6下、7下、8下。
压的时候喊出来，让我知道你的速度够不够快，会不会太慢这样子。
要到了。
好。对，加油加油，救护车已经在路上了。
To save more people, the fire department is offering online guidance to assist family members to perform CPR and improve the survival rate of those going to hospital because of cardiac arrest. The public should also think when an ambulance should be called and made use of only when ambulances are really needed to save lives.
At the 24th UN Climate Change Conference, G volunteers shared how recycle volunteers pass on knowledge and wisdom through the concept of love. At one of the press conferences, two representatives from Rwanda who had visited the Tsiji booth at an earlier time were impressed and inspired by Dharma Master Cheng Yen's teachings on the spirit of great love. They hope to share this concept back in Rwanda.
That's the character, Chinese character, love. And on the screen on the top, you can see L-O-V-E.
During the press conference at the COP24, one of the topics that Tsiji volunteers touched on was how recycling volunteers use love to protect Mother Earth.
In the promotion of the whole event, whether it's the vendors, consumers, politicians, government officials, or civil society representatives, it all comes down to one thing, and that's love. How to use the power of love to inspire and motivate others. So during the press conference, we had the opportunity to share Dharma Master Cheng Yen's age treasury in regards to how for these seniors, even though they're old in age, they're full of experiences and wisdom. They're passing down knowledge and motivated by the concept of love.
Our founder, Master Cheng Yen, she says, there is no one in the world that I do not love.
There were two representatives from Rwanda present. They were deeply touched after visiting Tsiji's booth, which motivated them to attend the press conference.
Yesterday I visited your booth to Tsiji. I was very impressed with the kind of work they are doing in the community. And today I attended their press conference. I love the quote they are sharing. There's no one I cannot love, there's no one I cannot forgive, and there's no one I cannot trust. That's a good thing. So I'm gonna keep that in mind.
So it was a very interesting booth. We saw that they made plastics, chairs from plastics and shelves. It was amazing. We loved the idea, and we were interested to bring it also in Rwanda.
At COP24, it's not about the benefits one can obtain, but more so the concept of great love. For there's only one Earth, so we need to safeguard it all together, uniting as one. Staying at the COP24 in Poland, Tsiji volunteers shared their experiences in bringing the communities together through sutra adaptations. In addition, when they pointed out that DaAi Technologies products are made from recycled plastics, delegates from other countries were both amazed and impressed.
And we can show the demo. Dr. Lin, can you stand up? Whatever he wears, everything is plastic bottle. Plastic bottle suit, shirts, and shoes. Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Everything is plastic bottle. Okay? So this is the demo. This is the true sample. You can let the young generation
Juliette,
be aware.
You need to take doctor also in your country.
Bring him
with the
back
costume.
to Africa.
Bring him back him.
It's amazing. It's amazing if we can produce clothes that we wear from recycled stuff. It's amazing. Then why not actually go deep into the recycling so that we can be able to recycle that?
Recycling can also be art. At the art section of UN Climate Change Conference, Tsiji volunteers talk about how sutra adaptation can bring the community together.
You can show the arts is so important. Through the arts, we bring the community together, and also the arts bring people together, and then try to pay the respect to Mother Earth.
Art can inspire the community residents to do recycling. The volunteers also give detailed explanations at the press conference.
Currently, the global temperature is 1 degree higher than before the industrial age. Now the global goal is to keep the rise at less than 1.5 degrees. We need to prepare the communities to face more upcoming disasters. That is the reality.
While these artworks are aimed to raise people's environmental awareness, more community residents need to take actions to protect the environment in order to make a bigger difference.
Every day, volunteers give guided tours to visitors at the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion. They put great efforts into making the tours easy to understand for all ages. Therefore, even elementary students can easily understand all the environmental protection concepts through the interactive space.
It's a field trip for the students from DaAi Elementary School in Penghu. For them, the ocean is an integral part of everyday life. When they travel to Taiwan, they usually visit the cities or the mountains. As the students visit the Humanitarian Ecotech Pavilion, it's hard to imagine that the average age of the tour guide is almost the same as their grandmother.
请问，保特瓶是什么材质？你知道吗？塑 塑胶里面叫做 PET。来，请说一次。
Senior volunteers not only gave a clear tour, a link between students' hometown were created. At least 30 city volunteers will guide the visitors at the pavilion every day. No matter what age and how many people, everyone can have their chance to have a tour guide. To provide a complete package of a guide tour, the volunteers have been trained really hard.
When I get home, I always do my homework by searching the information online. For example, how much freshwater resources Taiwan lacks and the danger of water crisis in the world today.
At the expo, city volunteers seize every opportunity to introduce the concepts of the importance of protecting the environment.
In Surabaya, Malaysia, an environmental seminar was held in a community center. Its goal was to encourage local residents to protect the environment. Through a stage drama performance, city volunteers demonstrated the importance of protecting Mother Earth.
To promote environmental awareness, an event was held in the community of Surabaya, Malaysia. City volunteers invited local residents to join.
Switch on the water, the water must be about the size of a chopstick. You all must, I think most of us do 10 chopsticks, right?
We can start helping the environment from our daily life. Volunteers performed a short play to promote green concepts. The content was very easy for everyone to understand.
But you also can make out of this? Yes! I'm not joking, you don't percaya after I bring you there. You see.
Students here also very supportive. They come and they actually, our skit just now, they say they will ask us to record, they want to send to other people so that they know how to do recycling.
A lesson on making PET models was taught at the event. The goal was to let residents gain a deeper understanding of environmental protection.
There's some more education. Now even wash it up and then...
The recycling activity started 1 year ago, so when we first started, very few people are aware of it.
Recycling activity maybe about 1 year ago. So when we first started, very few
But after 1 year, we have seen a lot of changes. I think what is important is they have started to separate the recycling items.
They have started to separate the recycling items.
A free clinic was also held at the venue to provide health information for seniors. Some volunteers came from other places to assist the event.
She is coming to my own community and helping us, and then giving them some sort of education level.
As the volunteers share their knowledge of recycling, they hope to raise residents' awareness of environmental protection, encouraging everyone to do this work in the community.
The Tzu Chings from the Northern District of Taiwan used their off time to carry out a beach cleanup activity. Although the weather wasn't ideal, everyone was still devoted to pick up all the trash that was scattered everywhere. What an amazing group of Earth protectors! We should all follow suit in their example. Thank you for watching. See you next time.